Hello everyone, welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we will be playing Bed Wars on the Hypixel server. Alright. This is actually a Minecraft tutorial. It is actually a tutorial on computer science. Fun, right? Yay. First of all, what is computer science? What does computer science do? Most people might say programming, but that's only a fraction of what computer science is. Electrical engineers and software developers can also learn that. Computer science is a very broad field that ranges from network security to the theory of computing. And the job of a computer scientist is to design and analyze algorithms to solve problems and everything else related to computers. Now, a question one of you may ask, is computer science a field in high demand? And my answer to that is absolutely yes. Companies are having trouble filling their computing positions because of the lack of computer science graduates entering the workforce. From 2016 to 2026, the field is expected to grow by 13%, which is faster than the average growth rate of all occupations. Now that we know how rewarding the field is, how many women become computer scientists? As we all know, computer science and all STEM-related fields have been male-dominated. It is never the females that made 4-hour-long C++ tutorials on YouTube or create those bizarre contraptions. It is always a man. Combined with the fact that it is uncommon for women to partake in this field and its high demand, we could imagine some sort of class difference between the salary for men and women. What do I learn in this field called computer science, you ask? And how can I get started with computer science? Well, starting is very simple. There are plenty of online resources that can help you. If you like reading from a book, there are some books that teach you programming. You can also check to see if your school or any school you're applying to offer computer science as a course. You can approach it however you want. Right now, I'm learning programming, networking, and physics, which I will be talking about.
せっかくのチャンスだ。本気を出して俺を楽しませてくれ。投稿も一つの選択だよ。俺は歯医者に優しいからね。少しは成長したようだ。
In programming, to put in simple terms, we write instructions to tell a computer what to do. When you get into this class, you will start learning how to write algorithms to solve simple problems. Then you will get introduced to a programming language, probably Python or C++, and solve more complex problems that will keep you awake until 3 a.m. There are also more programming languages you can learn, and they aren't really that difficult to pick up. Once you already know what a conditional statement is, or what is a loop or an array in C++ or Python, you will see them again in other languages. Right now in programming, we are using MIT App Inventor, which is a web application used to create Android apps. And this App Inventor uses block style programs, which is very intuitive for prospective app makers. All you have to do is find a component you want to add and drag it on a simulation and drag blocks of programming to give the component more specific instructions. Computer science has a lot to do with studying what computers can do. And in programming, we make computers do those things. When we create those Android apps, we were utilizing the capabilities of an Android phone. As for networking, whatever we do in networking will always involve finding 2960 switches and some PCs, then grab a copper crossover wire to connect them. Sometimes I will try testing the connection between PCs and be sad to see that there is no connection at all. I have always thought that networking is a lot like programming, since we have to access the switches and type out the needed configurations, which is basically telling the switch what it needs to do. But that's not the main point of this class. In this class, we try to understand how all these devices are connected together to develop a scalable, secure, and reliable and robust network. So, to create that kind of network, we need to learn something like STP, Spanning Tree Protocol. When a PC let's call A tries to communicate with PCB, it first sends its message to a switch, which then broadcasts it to all adjacent devices, which also broadcast the same message until it reaches PCB. When PCB receives that message, it will send back a message saying it was received, and that same thing happens again. Now, this is something we don't want in our network. The switches will get overworked trying to send one message. I won't get too technical with how STP works, but it is a protocol that will create a route for the message to travel to its receiver.
Blue team pentakill.
Lastly, we have physics. If you didn't know this already, there is science in computer science. It isn't only about programming. As a computer scientist, having a basic understanding of electricity is very important. Also, a lot of the interesting programs you will make has a lot of math and physics you might need to know before starting. Right now in physics, we are learning about charges, non-contact forces, electric fields, Coulomb's law, Coulomb's constant, and everything else related to static electricity. You probably know this already, but when you rub balloon on your hair sticks onto the balloon. This is because when you rub two objects together, there's a chance for one object to steal an electron from another object to become negatively charged and the other object become positively charged. Whenever a negatively charged object and a positively charged object come close together, they attract each other. Same charges will repel each other. There's a lot more I'd like to talk about in the subject, like the relationship between electric fields, strength, force, attached charge, but I'm not going to bore you with any more of this theory. Now the fundamental charge is denoted by E, which is approximately 1.602 times 10 to the negative 19 power, and there can be no charge. And that's basically all I have to say about computer science. Keep in mind, I did put some effort into making this tutorial, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment, and maybe I'll make more content like this in the future. Bye!